Hello friends, my name is Dhanish Soni and you are watching UPSC Prelims PYQ analysis series by Drishti IAS. In this episode, we will be discussing about the PYQs from 2019 to 24 with respect to the environment and ecology section. Over here, we will be discussing first the biodiversity, flora, fauna, some of the important species. We will be going to the protected areas. This will be today's discussion, and in the next episode we will be talking about the climate change, environment, pollution related aspects and the conventions and the whatever acts etc are there. Okay, so let's start with our discussion over here. We'll be talking about PYQs from 2019 to 24 sections. I have already told you, when we talk about these PYQs, the trend analysis is important. If we look at the questions from the environment and ecology, you will be seeing that from 2008, okay, 15, 11, 19, 17, 19, 17, 24, 15, 20, 22, something like that. And after 2014, you will be seeing that 15, 22, 12, 15, 14, 15, 12, 15, 14. So basically around you are getting 14 to 15 questions every year. Okay, so that is the you can say importance of environment and ecology section. Why? Because when we talk about the CSE, UPSC CSE Prelims Examination, you know that in that particular examination we are also giving the prelims of Indian Forest Services. Okay, so considering that the environment, agriculture etc becomes important, so obviously their section or their weightage is quite high. So that is why we have to focus on these areas. Now if you look at the topics over here, you will be seeing that when we talk about environment, it is divided into various topics, subtopics. One is your ecosystem, ecology and the ecosystem part. Okay, so here 42 question has been asked since 2008 to 2023 when we are talking about, so that is nearly your 15 years you can say. Okay, so that is there. In this particular period of time, they have asked this much question, so that is there nearly 5 questions you can say. Okay, sorry, nearly 3 questions or 2 to 3 questions from ecosystem has been asked. After that, biodiversity and its conservation, if we talk about 93 questions, now that is a huge number. Okay, nearly 6 to 7 question has been asked from this particular area. Then pollution and the climate change, here also you can say some nearly 3 to 4 question has been asked. And then international organization and the conventions, here also 2 to 3 question has been asked throughout every year you can say. There can be, you know, one year there might be a 1 question, and in the another year there will be 4 question, like that can be there. So that is the overall breakup of the trend analysis over here. Mostly you should have to focus about certain things, like when we talk about the biodiversity and its conservation, here you know that there are flora and fauna. Flora and fauna is important. Mostly you will be seeing that they will be talking about some of the species which are basically integrated in the recovery programs. You will be seeing that UPSC is asking you some of the species again and again and again. Okay, why? Because these are part of your recovery programs, or otherwise they are keystone species, or somehow they are related to certain aspects. Okay, so when we talk about the conservation etc, so biodiversity becomes important, and this is how you should know that what kind of question has been asked. Anyways, we'll be starting with the ecosystem and the biodiversity and its conservation. The PDF of this particular session will be uploaded at the Telegram channel, so you can actually go to the description. There is a link of the channel. You can join the channel and you'll be getting the PDFs. Okay, so that is about it. Ecosystem and the biodiversity and its conservation. So starting with the first question. Okay, marsupials are not naturally found in India. Marsupials can thrive only in the montane grassland with no predators. Okay, now they are saying that with no predator at all. If you see that if there is any kind of habitat is there, to make sure that the food chain or the population is under control, there will be a predator as well. Okay, so when you are saying that the marsupials are not having any kind of predator, that can be a wrong statement. If you remove this statement, okay, you will directly reach to the answer. That is, your statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is wrong. Okay, so option C would be your right answer. When we talk about the marsupials, these are not found in India. Naturally they are not found in India, because when we talk about marsupials, these are the one which are having the pocket in front of their stomach. These are like kangaroo etc. Okay, so mostly in the Australian region etc these are found. So option C would be your right answer over here. Now who are marsupials? Here you can say this is a picture. They will be having a pocket over here, and their babies, they will take birth when they are underdeveloped. Okay, and after that they will be carrying themselves in the pocket, and they will be making sure that they are fully developed over there. Food etc will be provided over there. Okay, so that is there. A marsupial is a mammal that gives birth to the young that are not fully developed. and then carries them to the pouch on its body. The young continue to develop in the pouch where they are fed and protected. Now, since they have asked about the marsupials, I would suggest that you can list this particular name to your, you can say, listings. Okay, there are some of the examples which are there. When we talk about the marsupials, they are generally found in the rainforest, desert, woodlands, and the savannas. Okay, so that is about it. In India, naturally they are not found. Okay, coming to the next one here. Before that, we are offering you IAS prelims courses, that is GS plus CSAT online course it will be, and herein there will be 500 plus hours of the classes. Unlimited watch time will be there. When we talk about the unlimited watch time, what we means is that for the period of the validity, you will be able to watch any lecture any number of time. Okay, so that will be important for your revision. Coming to the next one, 30 free test will be there for GS plus CSAT. Okay, medium of instruction obviously is English, and then if you need any kind of information, you can call on this number, that is 87501, or you can download the Drishti Learning app, wherein you will be getting the details of the course. Okay, now let's start with the second question. With reference to India's biodiversity, Ceylon frogmouth, coppersmith barbet, and the green-chinned minivet and white-throated redstart. Now they are, okay, birds, primates, reptiles, and amphibians. Now, if you have read about various species, okay, when we talk about the primates, etc., you know that apes and all, we have discussed that. I know in that you might not have come up across the names which are like this. Over here, you can say Ceylon frog mouth. Okay, they are talking about a mouth or the feature of the mouth. Then coppersmith barbet. Then here grey-chinned minivet and the white-throated redstart. Now, if you look at the minivet, that means that should be somewhere small kind of thing. Okay, so either it can be a bird. Okay, and the amphibians and the primates, these are generally bigger species. When we talk about the amphibians, you know that you have turtles, you have the mugger, etc. Primates are the apes or the langurs, etc., which are there. Okay, so option A is your right answer, that is birds. Generally, when we talk about the birds, you will be having the names which are having, let's say, color, or you will be having the features which are added to the, you can say, name. Over here you can see Ceylon frogmouth. If we talk about, so this is a grey brown nocturnal bird species that is found in the Western Ghats and Sri Lanka's forest. Here I have given the, you can say, pictures also. So they have given that it is Ceylon frogmouth. Coming to the next one, that is your coppersmith barbet. Now the name has been given over here because when it makes a sound, it sounds like a coppersmith putting hammer on something, okay, on the metal or something like that. So that kind of sound will be there, and on the that particular sound the name has been given, that is coppersmith barbet. Okay, it is also known as the crimson breasted barbet and the coppersmith barbet. We have already seen it is Asian barbet with the crimson forehead and throat, known for its metronomic call that sounds similar to the coppersmith striking metal with the heavy hammer. Okay, it is resident bird in the Indian subcontinent and the parts of the South Asia. Now, throughout our discussion, we will be going through various species. For every species, I will not be able to give you all the specific features. So all these features are written in the PDF. You will be getting the PDF, then you can go through it. Again, you don't have to remember all of it, but these birds has been in news, and that is why these questions has been asked. Okay, so that is there. Other than that, you can see when we talk about the colors, etc., generally these names are associated with the birds. Okay, here you can say white-throated redstart. Here you can see, if you take the picture, there is the throat which is white, so that is white-throated redstart. Then here it is a species of the Muscipidae family, Muscipidae family. Okay, so that is there. Then it is found in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar, and Nepal. If we talk about the grey-chinned minivet, which is over here, okay, grey-chinned minivet, there are different species which are there. Here you can see it is having a different color, but the color of the neck over here is, chin over here is fine, that is grey. So this is a species which is having we will be finding it in the Bangladesh, Bhutan, Cambodia, China, India, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Nepal, Taiwan, Thailand, Vietnam. So basically you can say that the Southeast Asian region you will be finding them. Okay, natural habitat is subtropical or the tropical moist lowlands. Okay, moving further, certain species of which one of the following organisms are well known as the cultivators of the fungi? Now they are talking about a particular species over here. They are associated with the cultivation of the fungi. Okay, so that is ant, cockroaches, crab, or the spider. So here option A is the right answer, that is ant. Okay, Now these kind of questions are basically generally you might not have any idea about it, okay, but you can see if you look at the cockroach, you might not have seen the cockroach having some kind of association with the fungi, because cockroaches are generally found in your home only, okay. Crab are generally found in the, you can say, oceans, etc., but you have seen that, okay, these are the crustaceans which are there in the ocean, so you must have seen that there is nothing, no association is there, okay. Then spiders also you must have seen. Now when we talk about the ants, they are having this association with the fungi, so fungus culturing ants are there, or the termites are there, have been considered as the biogeographic counterpart of each other, with the ants taking up the ecological niche left vacant by the absence of the fungi growing termites like those of inhabiting in the Africa and Asia, okay. Now again, this kind of information you might not be able to remember, so there are some questions in the examination, if you are not able to solve them, it is better not to touch them, because they might end up into the negative marking, okay. So that is something like that. Otherwise we have given the explanation over here, so you can see that, okay. Other than that, few other insects such as the termites, beetles, and the marsh periwinkles, etc., also able to cultivate the fungi. Other than that, also here you can see over here, you have to find the odd one out as well. See, cockroaches are having a size where you can watch them and see them, there is no association with the fungi, okay. Spider, you see that is somewhere, you will be seeing that it is living alone. Crab also, they are not having any kind of association. Here ant is something which is living in a group, and as well as they are having this when we talk about their habitat, etc., that is a different from these kind of species, so that is also there. Coming to the next one, if the rainforest and the tropical forest are lungs of the earth, then surely wetland functions as the kidney. Now what is the role of kidney, you have to identify here. Which one of the following function of the wetlands best reflects the above statement? They are saying that which function is there which is basically reflecting this function of kidney, okay. Here they are saying that the rainforest and the tropical forest are the lungs of the earth because they are producing the oxygen, okay. Then wetlands are functioning as the kidney. Kidney is having a function that is to filter, okay. So similarly, if you go through these you can say statements over here, the water cycle in the wetlands involves surface runoff, subsoil percolation, and the evaporation. So when we talk about this, that has nothing to do with the filtration. Coming to the next one, algae form the nutrient base upon which the fish, crustaceans, mollusks, and birds, reptiles, and the mammals thrive. Again, nothing to do with the filtration. Wetlands play a vital role in the maintaining sedimentation balance and the soil stabilization. Now this is also correct, but the thing is, no role with the function over here. Coming to the next one, aquatic plants absorb heavy metals and the excess nutrients. So basically they are talking about the absorption because they are filtering it. So that is why option D is your right answer. When we talk about the wetlands, etc., you will be seeing that whatever water is coming from the runoff, etc., there are various plants which is over there. They will be able to absorb or stop the you can say metals, heavy metals like lead, cadmium, etc., okay. So that is there. Option D is your right answer. Wetlands are defined as the land transitional between the terrestrial and the aquatic ecosystem, where water table is usually at or near the surface of the land, okay, covered by the shallow waters. Wetland function as the natural barriers that trap and slowly release surface water, rain, snow melt, groundwater, etc. Wetland vegetation also slows the speed of the flood water, lower the flood heights, and reduces the soil erosion. That is there because there are plants which are holding the soil together there. Wetlands contain various aquatic plants such as reeds and the cattains, which have the capability to take up the heavy metals like mercury, lead, and the cadmium from the water. So that is the function wherein we are saying that it is functioning as the kidney of the world, okay. Here you can say nutrients, etc. When we talk about the excess nutrients which are coming from the, you can say, runoff, okay, that will also be held over here, so that excess nutrients are not getting accumulated over there, or you can say the eutrophication is not happening over there. So that is also you can say important, because if there are excess nutrients are there, that will lead to the algae bloom. Okay, algae bloom means that there will be the extraordinary growth of the algae, and that will lead to the eutrophication. Okay, so that is something which is also being controlled by the, you can say, your wetlands. Okay, after that, here you can say it is contributing to the water purification, and that is why, because obviously they are holding back the harmful chemicals, etc., and that is why it is considered as that it is water purifier or having some kind of function as the kidney. Coming to the next one, in case of which one of the following biogeochemical cycles, weathering of the rocks is the main source of the release of the nutrients into the your cycle over here, enter the cycle. So basically what they are saying is that which of the following carbon cycle is there, wherein you will be seeing that the weathering of rocks is the main source of release of the nutrients into the cycle. So when we talk about the carbons are there in the gaseous form, so that is there. Coming to the next one, nitrogen, sulfur, these are in the gaseous form, so they do not have to rely on the rocks over here. But when we talk about the phosphorus does not have a gaseous form, and for that they will be present in mostly in the sedimentary rock, and that is why phosphorus cycle is the one wherein weathering of the rocks or the sedimentary rocks will happen, and then in that particular form phosphate ions will be getting into the phosphorus cycle. Okay, so option C is the right answer here. In nature, phosphorus is found mostly in the form of the phosphates ion. Phosphate compounds are found in the sedimentary rocks, and as the rock weathers down after a long time, the phosphorus they contain slowly leaches into the surface water and the soil. Volcanic ash, aerosols, mineral dust, etc., they will also have the phosphate ions, because obviously when we talk about the volcanic ash, etc., origin is from the rocks only. Okay, phosphate has no real gas phase, and that is why you can say that it has to rely on the rock disintegration or the weathering. Okay, so that is there. Other than that, for your examination, carbon cycle is important, sulfur cycle is important, nitrogen cycle is important, phosphorus cycle is important. Now I will not be going into the details of all these cycles, because obviously these are your static part, you must have covered it already, but for your revision I have put all these things over here. You will be getting all these things in the PDF. Carbon cycle is there, then nitrogen cycle is there, this is your phosphorus cycle, and here sulfur cycle is there. Okay, now let's move further to the next one, that is the organism. Cicada, frog hopper, and the pond scatter are birds, fish, insects, or the reptiles. Okay, so these are insects basically. If you have heard about these names, well and good. Otherwise, now onwards, please note that these are insects. You should go through the names of few insects which are again and again in the news. Okay, so that is there. Cicadas are the insects that spend most of their lives underground, feeding off the sap of the tree roots. The male sings by vibrating the membrane on their body. They will be having the membranes, so on the sides of the body they will be having this membrane, and they will vibrate these membranes, and because of which they will be producing a sound that is basically called as the singing by the cicadas. Then coming to the next one, frog hopper is an insect belonging to the superfamily. Okay, Sarcopoidea, that is there. They have pointed heads and the tapered bodies that are raised at the head ends. Okay, coming to the next one, pond scatters. These are the water striders, or also known as the water striders, is a family of long-legged insects that live on the surface of the water, includes the aphids, bedbugs, and the cicadas. Okay, so these are your insects over here. Coming to the next one, there is a country, and the animal found in the countries are given over here. Now when we talk about the countries over here, you will be seeing that there are some of the animals like Indri, elk, and the bonobo. Now these are some of the, you can say, animals which they have said that which of the following pair are correctly matched over here. Now when we talk about this Indris are found in the Madagascar, so you can say that the first and the third one are wrong over here. Okay, coming to the next one, if we talk about the elk are generally found in the North Americas, or you can say the Central Asia. So these are found in the North Americas and the Central Asia, so we can say that this is also wrong. Then coming to the first, we have already seen that it is wrong, and third is already wrong, so we can say that all of them are wrong. Option D is your right answer. Now let's see the bonobo. Bonobo is found in the Congo basin. Okay, so these considering that, option D is your right answer. Here you can see I have given the explanation over here. Indri is an endemic plant, that is to endemic animal to the Madagascar. They are found in the northeastern parts of the Madagascar. It is endangered species, and that is why it is not correct. Coming to the next one, elk, that is the red deer, that is generally found in the North America and the high mountains of the Central Asia. Okay, coming to the next one over here, bonobos, these are found in the forest south of the Congo River and the Democratic Republic of Congo, that is DRC. So in the little bit south of the Congo basin, you will be having these bonobos. Okay, moving further, consider the following statement: lions do not have particular breeding season. So that is true, lions do not have a particular breeding season. Coming to the next one, unlike most other big cats, cheetah do not roar. Okay, so we'll be seeing about that. And coming to the next one over here, unlike male, unlike male lions, male leopard do not proclaim their territory by scent marking. Now this is a outrageous statement, because obviously most of the animals like cats or the dogs, these are leaving their scents over there, okay, marking the territory, etc. So option statement 3 is wrong. Now you can eliminate the 3 from these two. This is also 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so you can eliminate this as well. So option A is your right answer, that is 1 and 2. Okay, so that is there. Lion do not have any specific breeding season, and the cubs are produced roughly every 2 years. The average gestation is between the 3 to 4 months, and litter size usually range from the 1 to 4 cubs. Okay, then coming to the next one, cheetah belongs to the purring cats subfamily, so they do not roar. Here the statement was, unlike most other big cats, cheetah do not roar, so that is perfect. Okay, coming to the next one over here, when we talk about the marking the territory, I told you that they will be leaving the sand and they will be marking the territory. Okay, so that is why we are saying that the statement 3 is not correct, 1 and 2 is correct. Option A is your right answer. Okay, now let's move further to the next one. Consider the following: butterflies, fish, frogs. How many of the above have poisonous species among them? Now they are saying that out of all the butterflies in the world, out of all the fishes in the world, out of all the frogs in the world, is there a possibility that any one of them can be, you can say, poisonous? Okay, one of the butterfly in the world can be poisonous, one of the fish can be poisonous, or the frogs can be poisonous. So that is the chance. Okay, considering that, we can say that yes, all of them are having some kind of species which is having the poisonous poisonous species which are there. So option C would be your right answer over there, that you can say we might find at least 1 or 2 butterflies which is having that. Otherwise also, one normal thing, if we talk about the butterflies, that to basically make sure that they are having a defense mechanism against the predators. Okay, so there are venomous butterflies as well. Okay, so considering that, butterflies, fishes and the frogs, you will have at least one species which will have the poisonous element. So option C would be your right answer, that all of 3 are having that. Okay, so here you can say many butterflies are armed with the poisonous chemicals. The bright colors warn predators of the dangers. Here we have red lacewing get both long life and the toxins from the pollen it eats, and the poison it stores as a caterpillar as it eats the passion flower. Okay, so that is there. Now considering that, they have given some examples over here that might not be very easy for you to remember, but just know that yes, there are some kind of species which are having the poisonous element. Okay, so that is there. So you can go through this particular slide as well, because these are the names. When we talk about the groupers, the barracudas or the mole eel and the sturgeons, etc., you might not be able to remember all these names. Okay, when we talk about the, you can say, UPSC has a particular pattern. Okay, they will be asking you certain species which are very either they are important, or otherwise they will be asking you the questions which are kind of logical. Okay, now this is a logical question, because you can see that there can be a chance that a butterfly or fish or a frog can be poisonous. Okay, now considering the other kind of questions which are asked, generally they will be asking about the factual questions when they are talking about the keystone species, or the, you can say, a species which is basically related to the recovery programs, etc. Otherwise they can be very specific in the areas where any kind of species or the flora or fauna has been in the news. Okay, so that is the current affairs question. Okay, now this is a general question, generic, you can say, from the static part. Coming to the next one, consider the following statement: some microorganism can grow in the environments with the temperature above boiling point. Again, this is also a logical question and the simple question. Some microorganism can grow in the environment in which the temperature is above the boiling point of the water. Yes, there can be there. When we talk about the hypothermic species, so there can be a species which can be living in a above boiling point temperature. So that is the true. Second, coming to the next one, some microorganism can grow in the environments with temperature below freezing points of the water. Now again, that can also be true when we talk about the permafrost, etc. So we can get such examples. Okay, coming to the next one, some microorganism can grow in highly acidic atmosphere. Again, that can also be true, because obviously they are talking about the some microorganism. There can be some kind of examples which can exist. So all the three statements are correct. Okay, option C is the right answer. Here you can say in 2023 they asked about this, in 2024 they are asked about similar question, that where we can think about it like, yes, there can be a species like that. Here also we have thought that there can be a microorganism like that. Okay, coming to the next one here, when we are talking about the superheat loving, the hypothermic or the hyper thermophiles. Okay, these are basically the organisms which are heat loving. Okay, so if they are there in the high temperature range, they will survive. Coming to the next one here, you can say acidophiles. These are basically the one who can survive in the acidic conditions. Okay, that is there. So this is about this particular question. Coming to the next one. Before that, ISGS Foundation course is available at Drishti Learning app. This will also help you, go for the integrated preparation of prelims as well as mains. The key features are 1000+ hours of the classes, unlimited view time will be there, and prelims test series will be integrated in the course. Medium of instruction will be English. This is a live online course available at the Drishti Learning app. For more details, you can call us on 87501 or you can download the Drishti Learning app. Okay. Now let's move further to the next one, that is the flora. Here we'll be talking about some of the flora over here, or whenever we have discussed whatever species we have discussed over here. So these are some of the general questions which are there. Okay, coming to this one, lions are important. So asiatic lions etc. can be important. Coming to the next one, these are mostly from the current affairs. Coming to this, cicada, froghopers, pond scatters, these are basically some of the important names which you should remember. Otherwise, whatever name we have discussed in this particular you can say session, these names becomes important for you in the future examination. Now coming back to the flora option. Okay, so let's see. Now consider the following: groundnuts, horse gram and the soya bean. How many of the above belong to the pea family? Pea, you know that what pea, or the you can say the one which are having a particular size. We have seen about the, when we talk about the pea, or generally it is called as mutter. Okay, so that is there. So from that particular family, which one are there? So groundnuts, horse gram and the soya bean, all of them are from that particular family. Option C is your right answer. Peanuts or the groundnuts is the species in the legume or the bean. Okay, that is from the Fabaceae family, commonly known as the pea family. India is the second largest producer of this particular groundnuts etc. When we talk about the groundnuts, we are second largest producer. Again, groundnuts, or when we talk about the other kind of edible oils which are there, so that is the source of these edible oils. Now we are dependent on the imports for the edible oils. Okay, so just remember that. Horse gram belongs to the family of Fabaceae and is one of the minor or the lesser known neglected legume family, mainly cultivated in the Asian and the African countries. Okay, so that is also, you can say, from the legume family. That is basically your peanut. Okay, so coming to the next one, soybean belongs to the pea family. It is also an edible seed. Again, soybean is the one where you will be getting the edible oil. Okay, so that is option C is correct. All of three are basically from your pea family. Coming to the next one, which one of the following shows a unique relations with the insects that have co-evolved with it, and that is the only insect that can pollinate this particular tree? Fig, mahua, sandalwood and the silk cotton. Now here, if you have seen, I would suggest that you will be going for more detailed you can say notes on these groundnuts, horse gram and the soybean, because from the agriculture's point of view also that can be important for you. Okay, so that is one thing. Here when we are talking about, so they have mentioned 4 options over here: fig, mahua, silknet and the sandalwood. So you should go through these 4 you can say flora as well. Okay, so here you can say that is your figs. Okay, so option A is your right answer, that is figs. Here you can say fig, or you must have heard about this word, that is anjeer. Okay, so that is there. So here you can see, when we talk about the figs, they are having the aerial roots. Okay, so aerial roots are the one which starts from your stem or the other part of the tree, and then they will be going down towards the earth. Okay, so that is there. These are called as the aerial roots. Here you can see it is having a fig wasp co-evolution. Okay, this is the fruit fig, and inside that you will be saying that there will be wasp which is having the symbiotic relations with them. So that is there. Here you can see the fig tree is famous for the aerial roots which sprouts from the branches and eventually reaches the soil. The tree also has a unique relation with the wasp that has co-evolved with it, and the only insect which can pollinate it. The body shapes and the size of the wasp corresponds to exactly to those of the fig fruits, and each species of the fig produces a unique perfume to attract the specific pollinator, that is wasp. Okay, so basically what they are saying is that there is this particular insect, that is wasp. these wasps, or the generally it is known as barra. Okay, so these are basically the one basically which is having a specific relations with the fig. Okay, so that is there. That can be asked again, because in the last 2 years this particular species that has been asked 2-3 times. Okay, so you can add that to the notes. Consider the following trees: jackfruit, mahua, and the teak. Here you can see 2023 they have talked about mahua, and here this is 2024, again that is there in mahua in the option, so there might be a chance that they will ask about this as well. Okay, so here jackfruit, mahua, teak, how many of the above are deciduous trees? Okay, now when we talk about the jackfruit, jackfruit is an evergreen crop. Okay, mahua and teak are deciduous. Okay, so option B would be a right answer. Only 2. Option B would be a right answer. Here you can say that is the jackfruit. That is an evergreen crop. Generally, it is found in the areas of Sri Lanka, China, Southeast Asia, etc., and tropical Africa as well. Coming to the next one, moist deciduous forest, or the deciduous which there had been asked in the questions over here, that deciduous trees. So here examples are basically, you can say, teak, sal, shisam, hurra, mahua, amla, semul, kusum, sandalwoods. Okay, again sandalwoods, this is a deciduous variety, so you should remember the name of this particular variety. When we talk about the moist deciduous, that means that the rainfall requirement here would be around 100 to 200 centimeters. Okay, so that is something you should remember. When we talk about India, so generally in the foothills of Himalayas, eastern slopes of the Western Ghats and the Odisha it will be found. Okay, moving further, which of the following are nitrogen fixing plants? Alfalfa, amarnath, chickpea, clover, purslane, and spinach. Okay, now they are saying is that nitrogen fixing plants. When we talk about the nitrogen, you know that nitrogen is found in the gaseous form, and the plants will not be consuming directly in the gaseous form, so there will be nitrification, etc., and then they will be, you can say, using it. Now there are some kind of bacteria which are responsible for that. Rhizobacterium bacteria are there, mostly in the legume plants you will be having that. Okay, alfalfa, amarnath, chickpea, clover, and purslane and spinach. Okay, so here alfalfa is one of them, chickpea is one of them, and the clover is one of them. Option A is your right answer over there. So here you can see nitrogen fixation is the process wherein you will be seeing that the transformation of the relatively non-reactive atmospheric nitrogen into the more reactive compounds. Now why is that nitrogen is non-reactive in the atmosphere? When we talk about N2 is a stable compound. Okay, now N2 will not be wanting to go for any kind of reaction. Okay, that is why it is a stable compound. Okay, and in the atmosphere, if we talk about, so in the atmosphere nitrogen will be in the form of N2 gas only. So they have to go for a process that is basically called as the nitrogen fixation. In that particular process, this atmospheric nitrogen will be converted into the NH4 plus ion, or NO2 minus, or you can say NOx. Okay, so in that basically that will be converted and then it will be consumed by the plants. Okay, such reactive forms are suitable for the crops and support their growth. On the contrary, nitrogen deficiency stunts the crop growth and their healthy development. Again, now that is from the, if you talk about the nitrogen cycle, if you know about that, that would be important from that aspect. Nitrogen fixing microorganism, when we talk about, so here you can say there are, you can say, free living non-symbiotic bacteria. Examples are there, cyanobacterium which is there, or the blue-green algae, Azotobacter. Okay, so these are, or Clostridium, these are some of the examples of the free living bacteria which are helping in the nitrogen fixation. Then here other one are there, that is mutualistic. That means that you have to go for the symbiotic relations. Okay, so that is there, like that is rhizobium. Okay, associated with the leguminous plants, which I have already told you. Various Azospirillum species are there which are also associated with the cereal grasses, etc. Alfalfa, beans, clover, peas, soybean, these are also some of the plants which are basically having the nitrogen fixation properties. Okay, so that is about it. This particular slide is quite important for you. Coming to the next one, that is, in the nature, which of the following is or are likely to be found surviving on the surface without soil? Fern, lichen, moss, or mushroom. Okay, now if we talk about the one, they are saying that which can survive without the soil. When we talk about the difference between fern, lichen, moss and mushroom over here, so let's see over here what are the differences. Okay, now over here when we talk about this mosses, okay, mosses include the lichens. They are living organisms that grow on the rocks, thus they are likely to be found alive on the soil less surface as well. Okay, mosses are the one which can be there on the soil less surface as well. Coming to the next one over here, fern, these are the ferns. Okay, these are the ferns. these are your mosses and these are your lichens. Lichens is basically on the, when we talk about the soil-less surface on which they can start to grow, that is basically your lichens. Okay, so mosses, lichens are the one where you can see that on the soil-less surface also they will be going for it. Okay, so mosses and the lichens are the one which will be having a presence on the soil-less surface. When we talk about the mushroom, mushroom is kind of a plant. You know that mushroom is basically you can say fauna on which the fungi will be having the action. So that is basically there. We eat mushroom, so we know that it is kind of a plant. So that is there. So for that, soil is the requirement. And when we talk about the ferns over here in this picture, here you can say they are also a plant-like structure, so they will also be requiring soil. Okay, so here they decomposes the rocks and made them suitable for the higher plant to grow. Now, when we talk about the mosses and the lichens over here, so here this is the mosses. These white structure which you can see, these are the mosses. Now, because of their action, what will happen is that the rocks will start to disintegrate. Okay, because of the lichens also, rock will start to disintegrate, and ultimately that rock will convert into the soil. So when we talk about the evolution over here, so you'll be seeing that the first mosses will be there, or lichens will be there, and then it will be converting into the ferns, and then other plants will be growing over there. Okay, so that is about it. So lichens and the mosses are the one where you will be having the even on the soil-less surface they will be having the presence, and the ferns are the one, or the mushrooms are the one which will require soil. Here the explanation is given over here. Lichens are the complex life form that is a symbolic partnership with the two separate organisms, that is fungus and algae. Okay, so lichens are basically fungus plus algae. That is there. Coming to the next one here, a fern is basically a group of vascular plants that reproduce via the spores and they neither have seeds or flowers. Again, how these ferns are different from the other plants, because they would not be requiring any kind of seed or any kind of other. When we talk about the plants, you know that seed is a requirement. Here they won't be requiring a seed. Over here they will be reproduced through the spores, and there will be no seeds or no flower. Okay, they differ from the mosses and other bryophytes by being vascular, having specialized tissue that conduct water and nutrients, and having life cycles in which they branched sporophyte in the dominant phase. So basically sporophytes are the places, or the you can say whatever you can say when we talk about the reproduction over here, so they will not be requiring, or the production of the ferns will not be requiring any kind of seeds. Okay, so that is there. Coming to the next part, we have already discussed the ferns, we have discussed the lichens, we have discussed the mosses. Okay, coming to the next one. Here you can go through this. When we talk about the mosses, here you can say it is also a non-vascular plant. They do not need soil to survive. Instead, they have a rhizoid multi-cell anchoring structure that is used to climb and grip over the rocks. Here, this white you can say structure which is there on the rock, that is called as the moss, and that is basically has been talked about over here. That is basically your rhizoid multi-cell anchoring structure that uses to climb on the rocks and grip over the rocky surfaces. Okay, mosses thrive in the moist and the shady areas. A mushroom is a fleshy spore-bearing fruiting body of a fungus, typically grows above the ground on the soil, which we have already seen. Okay, now let's move further to the next one. With reference to the gushi or the guchi, whatever is the pronunciation of this particular word, because that is basically found in the areas of Himachal and all. So considering that, there can be a local pronunciation of the accent to that. Okay, sometimes mentioned in the news, consider the following statements. It is a fungus. It is grown in the Himalayas forest area, and it is commercially cultivated in the Himalayan foothills of the northeastern India. Okay, now this statement 1 is fine. Second is also good, because already I told you that it is found in the Himachal areas. Coming to the third one, commercially cultivated in the Himalayan foothills of the northeastern India. Now, this is not the area, because I told you that in the areas of Himachal and Uttarakhand it will be found. So option 3, the statement 3 is wrong over here. 1 and 2 is correct. Option 3 is your right answer. Okay. So let's move further. Here you can see the gushi mushroom is a species. Here this is a species of mushroom only. Okay, it is a species of fungus in the family, that is Morsellaceae. Okay, Morsellaceae. More again, the pronunciation can be different. Okay, so that is there. they are pale yellow in color, and that is the specific variety, or you can say that has been talked about in the current affairs, and that is why it has been asked. It cannot be cultivated commercially and grown in the foothills in the Himachal. It cannot be cultivated commercially and grows in the foothills of the Himachal, Uttaranchal and the Jammu and Kashmir, and not in the, you can say, northeastern region. Here you can see it is the commercially cultivated, so it is not commercially cultivated, and it is found in the Himalayas, which are basically, or you can say, western Himalayas, and not in the northeastern India. Okay, so that is about it. Moving further to the next one, protected areas. Now herein we'll be discussing about some of the protected areas which can be important for your exam. Okay, so let's start. Here I have added some of the maps, like for natural, when we talk about the national parks, here some of the maps are given over here, wherein we have presented the national parks, like Rishigam is there, Hemis is there. When we talk about the, you can say, Nanda Devi, Valley of Flowers, Gangotri, Rajaji, Corbett, 𝐈𝐀𝐒, you can say over here Dudhwa, Mukundra Hills, and Ranthambore, Sariska Desert, Sultanpur. All these national parks are given in the 4 parts over here. National park over here in the 1. Second, we are mostly covering the central India over here, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal. All these are covered over here. And then in the next one, here we have covered the areas of the northeastern region, and here you can see the southern part has been covered over here. Now the idea here is that when you revise it, so all these things will be available for you, all the locations will be available for you, because when we'll be discussing the question, you will be seeing that they have asked about a certain thing and then 4 options are given. So they have talked about 4 national parks over there. So every time adding 4 maps would be difficult. So we have added all the national parks over here, places over here, so you can go through that in a one go. Okay, then tiger reserve has been added over here. Okay, and some of the facts has been given over here. And here you can see these are the areas of the tiger reserve. There are some of the important are given over here, and then the listings is given over here. As of now in India we are having 57 tiger reserves, so that all of them are presented over here. Then Ramsar sites, right now we are having 89 Ramsar sites. Okay, in you can say 2025 there are 4 Ramsar sites which has been added recently, so that is important for you, the recent ones, so please keep a note of that. So all these things will be there in the PDF, so you can directly go through that. Now we'll be coming to the question, which of the following are the most likely places to find the musk deer in the natural habitat? When we talk about the musk deer, you will be seeing that it is generally found in the areas of mountains. Okay, so when we talk about the 𝐻𝐶𝑜T, this is there in Uttarakhand, Gangotri is there in Uttarakhand, Kishanpur is there in UP, and Manas is there in Assam. So you can see that the Uttarakhand, this area you will be finding the musk deer. So 1 and 2 is correct. Option A is your right answer. Now there are some of the special features has been given, or the explanations has been given. Now in this particular question, no explanation is needed, because if you know the answer, then you know the answer. Explanation is not needed over here, because what kind of explanation you will be giving over here? Okay, but again, some of the features like musk deer, because since it has been asked in the examination, I have written over here for your reference only. So we will be having a broader view only, and we'll be moving forward with the next question. So musk deer live mainly in the forested and the alpine areas. Alpine area, as I told you, that mostly in the Himalayan areas you will be finding them. So that is their mountains of the southern Asia, and notably Himalayas. Okay, 𝐻𝐶𝑜T Wildlife Sanctuary, we have told you that it is in the Uttarakhand, and then here when we talk about the Gangotri, that will also be there in the Uttarakhand. Okay, coming to the next one, that is Kishanpur, that is there in Uttar Pradesh. This is part of your Dudhwa Tiger Reserve, and here mostly you will be finding cheetal, tiger, and hog deer, etc., wild boars, etc., and not the musk deer. Coming to the Manas, Manas is there in Assam. You know that it is having the contiguous area with the Royal Manas National Park, which is there in Bhutan. Again, if they are asking about the National Park, Manas National Park, that is there in Assam. Okay, when we talk about the Royal Manas National Park, that is there in Bhutan, because these are the areas which are on the border, so they are having a contiguous forest area. Okay, Manas is famous for its population of the wild water buffalo. Okay, so that is something you should remember. Coming to the next one, which one of the following is there in the protected area under the Kaveri Basin? Okay, so here Nagarhole National Park, Papikonda National Park, Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve, and the Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary. Now here one thing which you should remember is that basically when we talk about the Kaveri, okay, so generally it is moving basin is there in Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. Okay, so Kaveri's basin is there, and Puducherry obviously. So this is the areas where Kaveri basin is there. Now let's see Nagarhole. If you are talking about, Nagarhole is there in Karnataka. Nagarhole is there in Karnataka. Papikonda, this word Konda generally is used in the areas of Andhra Pradesh. So this is there in Andhra Pradesh. When we talk about the Satyamangalam is there in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Then coming to the Wayanad, that is there in Kerala. So here you can see which one is there having the in the vicinity of Kaveri basin. So when we talk about the second one, that will not be there because obviously you can say that is not part of your basin. So A is gone and one D is gone. Then coming to the one, that is 1, 3 and 4, option C would be your right answer over here. Okay. So here you can say option C is your right answer. When we talk about this Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka, these are part of your basin only. Okay. So that is there. Here Nagarhole, if we talk about, so that is a national park as well as a tiger reserve, that is also known as the Rajiv Gandhi National Park. Here you can say Kabini is the tributary of Kaveri river. You should remember the name Kabini, that is, you know, going through this particular you can say park. Then coming to the next one, Papikonda, that is there in Andhra Pradesh. The park lies along the left and right bank of the Godavari river and not the Kaveri river. So that is why you should remember this one as well. Coming to the next one, Satyamangalam Wildlife Sanctuary and the Tiger Reserve, that is there in Tamil Nadu, that is along the Western Ghats. Okay, not on the Eastern Ghats, on the Western Ghats again. So Palar river is flowing through this and drains into the Kaveri river. Coming to the next one, Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary, that is there in Karnataka, integral part of the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Now, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve is very much important for you because this is an area, okay. Basically, when we talk about the Nilgiri is the confluence of the Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats. So that is why this particular area becomes important. It is contiguous to the tiger reserves of the Nagarhole and the Bandipur of the Karnataka and Madumalai of the Tamil Nadu. So here you can see that Nilgiri sphere, you will be seeing that Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, they will be sharing this particular landscape. Kabini river is the one which is flowing through the sanctuary. Hence, this is also having the place in the Kaveri basin. Which one of the following protected area is well known for the conservation of the subspecies of the Indian swamp deer, that is Barasingha, that thrives well on the hard ground and is exclusively graminivorous? Okay, now basically they are talking about the Barasingha or the Indian swamp deer. So Kanha is the one. Option A is your right answer over here. Okay, and when we talk about these areas, you will be seeing that Kanha is the one which is fitting the you can say description over here. Option A is your right answer. Hard ground swamp deer or the Barasingha is the state animal of the Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so that is something you should remember, and that there is this revival program which was there, and that we have seen the revival in the Kanha National Park and the Tiger Reserve. Swamp deer was close to extinction. Okay, since we are talking about the revival over here, we are obviously, so they were on the verge of the extinction. Swamp deer was on the verge of extinction in the Kanha National Park. However, recently the number has grown. The deer is endemic to the Kanha National Park and the Tiger Reserve of the Mekal range of Satpura Hills. We have talked about the Mekal range, Satpura Hills in the geography discussion. Okay, habitat, if we talk about, that is open forest and the grasslands. Okay, coming to the next one, among the following tiger reserve, which one of the following has the largest critical tiger habitat? When we talk about the critical tiger habitats or the largest one, so Nagarjuna Sagar Srisailam is the one. Option C is your right answer over here. This is the factual statement. When we talk about these maps of the tiger reserve, there are certain facts which are given over here. Okay, so here you can say the largest tiger reserve, that is core area, when we talk about, that is Nagarjuna Sagar Srisailam. Okay, coming to the question again. So this is what has been discussed over here. When we talk about the critical tiger habitats, that is basically, you can say, identified under the Wildlife Protection Area of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, based on the scientific evidence that such as the areas are required to kept the inviolative. When we talk about the inviolative for the purpose of the tiger conservation, that is, there is no interference. Okay, other than that, also without affecting the rights of the scheduled tribe or the such forest dwellers which are living in that particular area. So along with the tigers, we are also taking care of these scheduled tribes which are living in that particular area. Okay, so that is there. These critical tiger habitats are basically notified by the state governments. Okay, there will be an expert committee, and on the recommendation of that particular you can say notification will be there. Areas are given Corbett, that is somewhere around 821 square kilometer, Ranthambore, Sundarbans and Nagarjuna Sagar Srisailam. You don't have to worry about the areas over here. Just know that the Nagarjuna Sagar Srisailam has the maximum one. Coming to the next one, with reference to the India's Desert National Park, which of the following statements are correct? It spreads over 2 districts. That is correct. Okay, then when we talk about the Barmer and Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, that is the one. There is no human habitation inside the park. Now, when we talk about the Thar Desert is one of the deserts which is having the most thick density of population over there. Okay, all over the world, wherever there is a desert, the population density is low, but Thar is the one where high population density is found. Relatively, when we talk about India's other states, that will be less, but again, with respect to the other desert, it will be high. Okay, so there are various villages and settlements which are there, so the statement 2 becomes incorrect over here. It is one of the natural habitat of the great Indian birds. That is right. If you eliminate the second one, second is gone, option C would be your right answer, 1 and 3. Desert National Park, that is there in the district of the Jaisalmer and the Bardmer. The area falls in the extreme hot and the arid regions with low rainfall, that is basically less than 100 mm of the country. When we're talking about the next one, that is your Thar Desert, is the most thickly populated area, which I already told you. There are around 70 villages which are there, and so there are settlements which are also there. In local language, these settlements are called as Dhani. Okay, not Dhani, that is Dhani. Okay, coming to the next one. The Thar Desert harbors wide array of flora and fauna over there. It is the only place where Rajasthan state bird, that is great Indian birds, are found naturally. Coming to the next one, which one of the following national parks lies completely in the temperate alpine zone? Temperate means that climatic situation. Alpine, that is on the little bit on the altitude. So Manas National Park, Namdapha, Naura Valley, and the Valley of Flowers. Okay, so basically when they are talking about the alpine one, so when we talk about the temperate alpine zone, option D would be your right answer, that is Valley of Flowers National Park. Okay, so when we talk about the various location of these national parks, I have already told you about the national parks. The list is there, so you can go through that. When we talk about the you can say Manas is there in Assam, we know that. Okay, coming to the Namdapha is there in Arunachal Pradesh. Here you can see Manas National Park, that is there in Assam. Okay, so that is there in Assam. Then coming to the Namdapha there is in Arunachal Pradesh. It is having the, it is located on the border of India and Myanmar over there. Naura Valley, that is there in Darjeeling, that is basically famous for your red panda, etc. It is there in West Bengal. Coming to the next one, that is Valley of Flowers, that is there in the Uttarakhand, Chamoli district, that is there. So we have all the 4 which are there, and this Valley of Flowers is your right answer. Okay. So when we talk about the Manas National Park, obviously this is there in Assam, and one of the first reserve included in the network of the tiger reserves under the Project Tiger, which started in 1973. In 1985, it was inscribed as the World Heritage Site. That is why Manas becomes even more important. In 1989, it acquired the status of Biosphere Reserve. It is the only landscape in the world where pristine Terai grasslands are seen merging with the Babar grasslands. Okay, so that is the specific feature of the Manas National Park. And then pygmy hog is known to be found only over here. Okay, pygmy hogs are found only in the Manas. Moving further to the next one, Namdapha, we have already seen that is on the India and you can say Myanmar border, and it is basically present in the Arunachal Pradesh. It is the only park in the world to have 4 species of the big cats. When we talk about the big cats, overall there are 7 species which are there, out of which 4 are found in this particular you can say national park. One is tiger, second is leopard, third is snow leopard, and fourth is clouded leopard. Okay, now moving further to the next one, Naura Valley. So that is there in Darjeeling state district of the West Bengal, and it was established in year, that is 1986. Naura Valley is given the name was given on the name of the river which is flowing through this particular area, that is Naura. The park is one of the richest biological zones in the entire northeastern region. It is known for the endangered red panda. As I told you, that is famous for the red panda, Himalayan tahar, Himalayan black bear, etc. Okay, so that is about this is on the contiguous zones of the forest of Sikkim and Bhutan. Okay, so that is there. Moving further, Valley of Flowers National Park, that is there in the Chamoli district of the Uttarakhand. It is also known for its meandering or the meander of the endemic alpine flowers and the variety of flora. With the name, it is clear that it is the Valley of Flower, for a reason it is called as the Valley of Flower, and it is completely lying in the temperate alpine zone. Okay, the park is also home to rare and the endangered animals, including the Asiatic black bears, snow leopard, musk deer, brown bears, red fox, blue ships, etc. Birds found in the parks includes Himalayan monal, peasant, and the other high altitude birds are found because that is a alpine zone. Okay, let's move further. Which of the following are in the Agasthyamala Biosphere Reserve? Again, biosphere reserves are the areas which are broader in nature. When we talk about the biosphere reserve, there are various protected areas which will be there, like national park, tiger reserve, that can be inside the biosphere reserve. So these are the broader areas. So Nayar, Pepara, Sendurnai wildlife sanctuaries, and the Kalakkad Manda Thurai Tiger Reserve. Okay, that is one thing. Other than that, we'll be seeing some of the names which are having repetitive. I'll be not going into detail, repeating the names over here. Just know that we are to, find that which of the protected areas under the Agastyamalai, okay, biosphere reserve, which of the following are there. Now, this is there in the areas of Kerala somewhere. Okay, so that is something which we know. Now, if you look at the statement option 2 over here, Satyamangalam, we just saw that is there in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so that cannot be your answer. Coming to the next one over here, you can say Papikonda. We have seen that is there in Andhra Pradesh. So that cannot be your answer. Then coming to the next one, Nagarjuna Sagar Srisalam, we have seen that is there in Andhra Pradesh. That cannot be your answer, because this biosphere reserve is there in Kerala. So option A can be your answer, because other than that we have eliminated it. Okay, so that is about it. That is why the mapping of the protected areas is very much important. If you know that which is there, because when we talk about the the Pepara or the Nayar, all these you might not be familiar, but there will always be some you can say protected areas, some names which you will be familiar. So these names, Satyamangalam is something which you cannot miss, because UPSC has asked about it earlier. You cannot miss the Papikonda, you cannot miss the Nagarjuna Sagar Srisalam. Okay, so if you know that these are not present over there, that means that obviously these can be eliminated. Option A is your right answer. Here you can say Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve is located in the Western Ghats in Kerala, consisting mostly of the tropical forest. It is also a unique genetic reservoir of cultivated plants, in the particular you can say cardamom, jamun, okay, nutmeg, pepper, and the plantain. So these are some of the plants which is there. Wildlife sanctuaries, which is given in the option A, are again mentioned over here, so you can go through that. Now moving further, before that, IAS Prelims 2025, for that we are having this course for GS. Okay, so this is also a live online course, and it will be available with these key features over there. 400 plus hours of classes will be there, unlimited view times will be available, and again prelims test series will be included over here, and these batches is available in the English medium. For more details, you can call on this number, that is 87501 87501, or you can download the Drishti Learning app, wherein you will be getting this particular course. Anyways, let's move further. Some of the species we will be discussing. First, we have discussed about the ecology, wherein we have discussed some of the species. Okay, now whatever species we are discussing, these are some species which are getting repeated. Okay, consider the following fauna: lion-tailed macaque, Malabar civet, and sambar deer. How many of the above are generally nocturnal or most active after the sunset? Okay, so let's see. Lion-tailed macaque, this is basically you can say kind of a monkey, so basically they will be sleeping at night, so these are not nocturnal. Malabar civet, yes, this is a nocturnal animal, so option A is your right answer, because this is the only one. Sambar deer, these are generally, you can say they are nocturnal, but the thing is these are most active at the dawn and not after the sunset. Okay, so generally sambar deers are active at dawn, okay, and not after the sunset. So that is why the second condition is not getting fulfilled. So option A would be your right answer. That is only one, that is Malabar civet. Okay, so here you can see lion-tailed macaque are not nocturnal. These are generally sleeping at the night. Coming to the next one, that is these are generally found in the areas of Western Ghats. Malabar civet, that is nocturnal, and it is also found in the Western Ghats. And coming to the next one, that is sambar deer, that is a nocturnal animal, but it is most active at the dawn and the dusk and not after the sunset. Okay, so that is about it. Which of the following organisms performed waggle dance for other of their kins to indicate the direction and the distance of to a source of the food? Okay, so basically what they are saying is that they are dancing for their kins. Okay, that means that this is you can say species which is basically having a community, or you can say these are social in nature. They are having a community and they will be together. Now if you look at the butterflies, you must have seen that butterflies are generally roaming around alone. Okay, so that cannot be your answer. Coming to the next one, dragonflies, you must have seen the dragonflies as well. They are also, you can say kind of introverts, solo. They will not be going for the socialization. Wasps or the burr which are there. So see, this is the third time we are seeing this particular you can say species name over here. So option C is your right answer. Honeybees, you must have seen the honeybees, that they live together at in a pack. So that is basically your option C, that is your right answer. So that is there. You can go through this particular you can say explanation over here, because this is a question which is to be solved with the logic and not with the factual knowledge. Okay, Coming to the next one, that is, which one of the following makes a tool with a stick to scrape insects from a hole in a tree or a log of wood? Fishing cat, orangutan, otter, or the sloth bear? Now, if they are saying that this particular species or the animal is making a tool with a stick to scrape insects from the hole. So basically what we are saying is that the particular species which is able to make a tool, that means that their hands would be developed. Okay, so like human, they might have the thumbs which are developed like that. So considering that, you might be saying that that can be a primate, or you can say like a monkey or the gorilla, something like that it can be. So here you can say fishing cat cannot be your answer, otter cannot be your answer, sloth bear cannot be your answer. The orangutan is. Orangutans are basically having palm which are developed, so they are having features which are human like, so they can make a tool. So that is also a question which is to be solved with the logic over here. Orangutans are great apes. Okay, apes basically, that is, you can say, have the closest similarities with the humans. Okay, are native to the rainforest of the Borneo and the Sumatra. They are highly intelligent animals. Okay, so that is there. So this is about the tool making by orangutans over there. So option B would be your right answer. Moving further, consider the following statement regarding the Indian squirrels. They build nest by making burrows in the ground. That is one thing. Coming to the next one, they store their food materials like nuts and the seeds in the ground, and they are omnivorous. Okay, so how many of the above statements are correct? Now over here we might not be very much sure about these things. Okay, so let's see what is happening over here. Again, this is also a question from which is to be solved with the logic only. But again, see, Indian squirrel nest at the top of the trees. Okay, they are saying that these are building nest by burrowing in the ground. You must have seen that the squirrels generally they will take the food and they will run up on the trees. So this one can be wrong. They store their food materials like nuts and the seeds in the ground. Now that is there because of their size. They cannot take it to the, you can say on the trees. So they will be putting in the ground only. Then they are omnivorous. That is, yes, they can eat the small insects, etc. So 2 and 3 is correct. Option B would be your right answer over here. So statement 2 is correct. Statement 3 is correct. Statement 1 is not, because we have seen that. So that is about it. Coming to the next one, with reference to the Indian elephant, consider the following statements. The leader of an elephant group is female. Now this is perfect. The maximum gestation period can be you can say 22 months. That is also true. An elephant can normally go on calving till the age of 40 years only. Now again they are saying that 40 years only. Now there is a range, okay, 40 to 45 years which is there. So that you can say that can go up to 45 years. Considering that, statement 3 is wrong. Okay, coming to the next one. Among the states in India, the highest elephant population is in Kerala. No, this is not in Kerala. This is in Karnataka. Okay, this is something you should know about. So if you can see, the fourth you can eliminate easily. Okay, the third one you can eliminate. So option A, that is 1 and 2 is your right answer. Otherwise also, if you look at the one, we know that these two we are certain. The fourth one we are certain that it is wrong. These two are correct. Okay, so considering that, we can only go for the option A only. So we have already talked about that. These are the one which are matriarch in nature. They will be having the oldest and the largest female member. That will be the leader. Okay, gestation period is the longest among the mammals. That is 22 months. That is 680 days. And when we talk about the, you can say the period when they are, they may give birth, that is from 14 years to 45 years. Okay, they have talked about 40 years. That is why it is wrong, because they are saying that only 40 years. After that they cannot. So that is the reason. Okay. Coming to the next one, consider the following statement. Asiatic lions is naturally found in India only. That is correct. Naturally they are found in India only, or right now they are restricted to India only. Coming to the next one, double humped camel is naturally found in India only. Okay, now this is wrong, because these are found in the Central Asian region as well. So this one becomes wrong. Okay. The one-horned rhinoceros are found in the India only. Now again, this is also wrong, because one-horned rhinoceros can be found in the Nepal as well. Okay, so only one, option A could be your right answer over here. Asiatic lions once found in the regions ranging from Persia, Eastern India as well, but the thing is, by 1890s this has restricted to the forest of the Gir, that is there in Gujarat. Coming to the next one over here, the humpbacked camel which are found in the cold desert areas like Mongolia, China, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan and the parts of Afghanistan, and native to the Gobi desert which is there in China. Okay, one-horned rhinoceros, these are found in the northeastern India and the Terai grasslands of the Nepal as well. Coming to the next one, consider the following statement. Some species of the turtles are herbivorous. Some species of fish fish are herbivorous, some species of marine mammals are herbivorous, some species of snakes are viviparous. Okay, so again, if you look at these, you can say statements over here, they are having this element, that is some species. Okay, so here option D would be a right answer, that is all of them are true, because there is a scope. We have already discussed some such kind of question earlier as well. Okay, so all of these statements are true. We don't have to go into all these things, because they are, you know, giving you the examples that which of them are herbivorous, which of them are viviparous. So that is there. This is the question which is to be solved with the logic. If you have the time, you can go through these slides whenever you are getting the PDF. Okay, so that is there. Coming to the next one, consider the following pairs. Wildlife is given one side, and the naturally found in the areas which is given over here. Blue-finned mushir, Kaveri region. Irrawaddy dolphins, Chambal, and the rusty spotted cat, Eastern Ghats. Okay, now if you look at the second one, that is the Irrawaddy dolphins, that is from the areas of Myanmar. Okay, so Irrawaddy river is there in Myanmar. Considering that, we can say that this statement 2 can be incorrect. Now if you remember the second one, option C would be your right answer, 1 and 3. Okay, so that is there, simple. So 1 and 3 is right, that is blue-finned mushir is found in Kaveri, and the rusty spotted cat is found in the Eastern Ghats. Again, a logical question which is there, because Irrawaddy dolphin, you should remember, because Irrawaddy is the river which is there in the region of Myanmar. Okay, so Irrawaddy river is there in Myanmar, and considering that, we have eliminated that. Okay, you can go through this, because the same thing has been written, that which species is found where. Coming to the next one, which of the following is not a bird? Golden mushir, Indian nightjar, spoonbill, and the white ibis. Now golden mushir is a fish. If it is a fish, it cannot be a bird. Option A is your right answer. We have taken a picture over here. Mashir is basically, came out of two words, that is mahi, that is fish, and sher is like tiger. So something which is looking like tiger, that is called as the mashir, or you can say this is called as the tiger among the fish. Okay, so here you can say they are having the large scales and the golden color is there. That is why it is called as the golden mashir. Okay, coming to the next one, and when we talk about the IUCN status, it is endangered in the IUCN list. Indian nightjar, this is basically your bird which is there. This is the bird which is Indian nightjar. And then coming to the next one, that is spoonbill. Because of the shape of their beak, they are called as the spoonbill. Okay, coming to the next one, consider the following statement. The Indian flying fox is placed under the vermin category in the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Yes, that is fine. The Indian flying fox feeds on the blood of the other animals. Okay, now that is when we can say, can be a different story over here. These are the one which are basically liking the fruits, etc. Okay, so statement 1 is correct and the statement 2 is incorrect. Option C is your right answer over here. Here you can see this is basically your Indian flying fox. Again, Indian flying fox is not a fox, it is a variety of bat. Okay, so that is there. Indian flying fox is a remarkable bat species native to the Indian subcontinent. It is listed as vermin in Indian Wildlife Protection Act 1972 due to the restrictive tendency towards the fruit farms. Okay, because they are fruit lovers. The Indian flying fox is one of the largest species of the bat in the world, and these are endemic to the South and the Central Asia. The flying fox maintain a frugivorous diet, supplementing it with the insects as well as flowers containing juice and the nectars, although their favorite fruits are figs. Figs we have already discussed. So that is about the Indian flying fox. Okay, now in the miscellaneous, we'll be discussing about some of the questions over here. So let's see. The Miyawaki method is well known for. Miyawaki method is basically sustainable method of the farming which is there, or you can say forestry. I would be specific, that is forestry. Promotion of the commercial farming in arid and the semi-arid regions. Development of the gardens using the genetically modified flora. Creation of mini forest in the urban areas, and the harvesting wind energy on the coastal regions. Option C is the right answer. That is the creation of mini forest in the urban areas. Now Miyawaki is the technique wherein you are going for creation of the little island of the forest. Okay, so this is the Japanese technique. Okay, now here you can see Miyawaki is a technique pioneered by the Japanese botanist, that is Akira Miyawaki. Okay, here what happens is that they will be creating the area in the urban cities. They will be creating an area where you will be having the forest. Okay, so here this method includes planting trees, only native species, as close as possible. Okay, in the smaller area they will be planting the trees in the very close form. Okay, in the same area, which not only saves space but planted saplings also support each other in the growth, block sunlight reaching the ground and thereby preventing the growth of weed. Now what is happening over here is that they will be planting so close that there will be a competition among them, and because of this competition they will start to grow. They will be taking the nutrients in the same speed, and when they are growing over here, they will be forming a canopy. Because of the canopy, sunlight will not be penetrating over here, then the weed formation will not be there, and that is why you will be seeing that the weeds will not be taking the extra nutrients from that. Okay, so that is there. Under Miyawaki process, the quality of the soil is analyzed and the biomass which would help and enhance the perforation capacity, water retention capacity and the nutrients in it is mixed with it, and the saplings becomes maintenance free and the self-sustenance after the first 3 years. So first they will be planting it, and for 3 years they will be maintaining it, and after that will be maintenance free. So that is Miyawaki technique. Moving to the next one, bio-rock technology is talked about in which of the following situations: restoration of the damaged coral reefs, development of the building materials using the plant residue, identification of the areas for the exploration and the extraction of the shale gas, providing salt licks for the wild animals in the forest and the protected area. Option A is the right answer, that is restoring the damaged coral reefs. Now bio-rock technology, what they are doing is that they are using the electricity and they are going for the accumulation of the ions on a particular area. Okay, and then these ions are basically your calcium ions, and they are actually accumulating over there and forming the corals. Okay, they are forming the reefs, and then corals will be coming over there. So here you can say, when we talk about this particular technique, you can go through this, that is bio-rock technique, or it is also known as the 𝐶�creates or the 𝐶met. I'll be telling about this particular technique over here. See, this is the electricity supply, and then there will be an anode. Anode will be over there, and they are supporting these rocks over here so that the ships etc. do not disturb it. Okay, so these are supporting rocks, or you can say these are the protective rocks which are there, and these are the anodes. And then you will be having a cathode over here. This is basically your cathode, or they will be creating a cage over here, the biostructure. And what will happen is that over here, over the time, on the cathode there will be the accumulation of the calcium ions. Okay, here CaCO3 is there, so that is white limestone that will start accumulating over there, and that will give an impression that these are the reefs. Okay, and you know that there is this algae, that is zooxanthellae, which are there. They will be having symbiotic relations with the reef, and then they will start to grow corals over here, and these corals are nothing but the colorful symbiotic relation of the zooxanthellae and the reef. Okay, so that is about it. Moving further to the next one, what is blue carbon? With the name it is clear that the carbon which is captured by the oceans and the coastal ecosystem, that is your blue carbon. Okay, here you can see blue carbon is the carbon captured by the world's ocean and the coastal ecosystem. Coastal ecosystems such as the mangrove, tidal masses and the seagrass, meadows, sequesters and the store more carbon per unit area than the terrestrial forest, and now are being recognized for their role in the mitigating climate change. Okay, that is your blue carbon. Now with that we'll be seeing one more course, that is IAS Prelims Test Series 2025. When we are talking about the PYQs, these are important for your analysis of the language of the UPSC or what kind of questions UPSC has been asking. But the test series is important from your practices point of view. Okay, when we talk about the current affairs etc., for that also you need practice, so that is why it is important. Other than that, it will make you realize that how are you in the setting of the test. Okay, so that is there. Key features are comprehensive coverage, subject-wise evaluation, detailed explanation will be provided to you in that. There are various packages which are available on the Drishti Learning app. You can go through the packages and you can take the one which is convenient for your preparation. Okay, for more details you can call us on 87501 87501. Okay, with that we'll be winding up today's session. So we'll be seeing you in the next episode. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. One more thing, there will be a question which will be pinned in the comment box, so you have to answer that particular question in the comment box. Thank you. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.